that you like about your husband so far?
Oh, yeah, I don't know.
Hey guys, and welcome to Little Black Book. You know what time it is. Talking to you guys about dealing with Hayley and Jacob on the show. We're dealing with the fact that obviously they have a great sense of humor, but she does not like him.
All right, guys. What's the favorite thing that you like about your husband so far?
Oh,
From what I can see, she don't like him. Okay, from what I can see, she don't like him. All right, guys, if you're new to the channel, make sure you like, share, subscribe, click on the bell button for notification uploads. And for those of you who are returnees, well, you got the minerals. You got the minerals. I think what's really interesting about the Hayley and Jacob situation, obviously in this particular episode, is the fact that we saw a really strange behavior from Jacob right from the jump. When they were doing the little exchange of speeches and vows or whatever, from what I saw with Jacob, he was so stiff. My guy was struggling to smile. Now, listen, the guy smiles, he laughs. We've seen him with his friends. He's a jokester. He don't mind having, a good time. But when he was on that stage, when he was on that podium, when he was at the ceremony altar, my guy looked a different proposition.
So grab a lint roller because your lap is about to be occupied. She is well-traveled, but get her around family in Alabama for too long.
The way that he had his hands locked at the front of his body, and the fact that obviously he wasn't smiling, even when she made clear jokes. For instance, there was a part where she made a joke about my dad said obviously not to get in a car with strangers, but I've married a stranger. Do you know what I'm saying? He never said anything about smiling, and he didn't really smile even then, even though the whole crowd burst out laughing. And I was like, bro, what's going on with you? A few moments ago, we saw you in your hotel room busting jokes while eating a steak or I don't know, what was it, like a burger and cheese or whatever. You were having good times and vibes. All of a sudden, now you're in front of her. Suddenly, you're struggling to smile and laugh.
this is crazy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's all good though.
Okay.
Bro, are you that tense? And so for part of me, I was thinking two things. Either he's been told by his boys, like, listen, hey, be serious. This is not the time to, etc., etc. And he's feeling that way. Or two, I'm thinking he's super nervous and anxious about the moment, but also about the woman in front of him. Because let me be very honest with you. Again, I think white women are attractive. It's just not me. I'm not really involved like that. I don't date them. But I can see that Hayley's actually a really elegant, kind of pretty kind of woman. I actually think she's got a bit of, a bit of a look about her. And so I wondered if Jacob was actually overawed by her actual beauty, which is why
I like her vibe. Very cool, very sort of majestic. I'm very attracted to her, and hopefully she's attracted to me, and we'll be good.
Yeah.
It would sound a bit weird. I think in relation to, because I always said this, when I watch Jacob, I don't see confidence. I'm honest with you, I don't. When I see Jacob, I don't see confidence. I don't see a man that's super confident. I see a man that's built muscles on top of his nerdiness, but hasn't worked on the mind. It's not caught up with the body. So the confidence that he displays at time when he's like, I think it was in episode 1 or 2 when he's talking about himself and saying about how, he's picky and hasn't found the right type of girl or whatever. I think it's more about the fact that he's scared of rejection because, like I said, he's got a very quirky, unique sense of behavior when it comes to, like, for instance, he loves the 80s, which is nothing wrong with that. I love the 90s. It's just not my everything. You know what I'm saying? Your love, my everything. It's not my everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm quite a wide spectrum of things, but I love relationships. So I think the fact that he's got that unique sense of relatability, I think maybe made him even more nervous being in front of a girl that he definitely found attractive. And so I think maybe the fear of rejection caused a stiffness and for him to really go uptight because it was really weird. Like, he really was uptight. He only broke towards the end, and I think it was only for a few moments. But throughout the course of when he was standing on the podium, he was not okay. And even when they finished and went to the table, he was not okay. My guy, was struggling to ask questions, which is why I'm saying I don't think he's that confident. So all the muscles have not touched the mind. See, this is what I'm trying to say to people. Listen, you can have a greater body It's great. But if you don't work on the mind, don't get this right, it don't matter how buff you are in the body, you still won't believe in your own source. You got to believe in your source, baby. You got to believe in your source, baby. No one else can believe in it for you. Do you understand? Yeah, so when he's doing blah, 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 and he was not sure what he was going to say at the table, I already could tell, listen, my guy's a shook one. Like, he's shook, and that's okay. I've got no problem with that again. But the point I'm trying to make is, when I saw a little bit of that little bravado from the first episode, I said, he ain't that confident. Talking about he's picky and da-da-da. Nah. But what I loved about them two is their sense of humor. I think they both got a quality sense of humor, and I think it can work for them. So, for instance, she made a joke about the stranger married. My dad said not to get into a car with a stranger, but he never said anything about marrying one. Then she asked him, "Do you have a car?" Which was a good joke. And then he also made a little bit of a joke about how when she loves red wine, and he said, obviously, look, I want to make this joke. He made a joke about saying, obviously, I'll make sure I get you a wine to calm you down, etc., etc.
Up here with me already says a lot. It tells me that you're trusting, spontaneous, and probably a little bit crazy. In this marriage, I promise to do my best to communicate with you and to be open.
So they've obviously both got like a little bit of a good humor, and they can banter. They're gonna have to work on that, because I think that's where they're gonna have to start from. Okay, because she is not attracted to him at all. I don't think, correct me if I'm wrong, comment down below in the comment section. I didn't hear her say she found him attractive. I don't remember her ever saying she found him attractive. In fact, when they asked her what does she like about her husband, I think she couldn't give an answer. She couldn't say what she felt was good about her husband, which I realized that obviously she's also picky as well. And I said, I'm not sure about this. You know what I mean? I'm not sure about all this. I'm not sure about all of that. You know what I'm saying? So I think they're going to struggle in this area of attraction. If they can work on building a mental, emotional intimacy, fine. But if she's unwilling, it's over, because he finds her attractive, but she doesn't find him attractive. So it's all going to depend on whether she's going to be willing to play ball and actually want to try to get to know him.
All that stuff.
So are you about that?
I mean, I've never bungee jumped before, never jumped out of a plane or anything, but opportunity arises, I'll do it.
Skydiving is one of my favorite things to do.
Really? Oh, wow.
I've actually looked into getting certified.
Also as well, I think also another thing that's going to be positive for them potentially is that he is open to challenges. He is open to wanting to do stuff. He is open to wanting to explore some of these challenges that they're going to be facing, like bungee jumping, skydiving. He's wanting and willing to do that. He's a little bit more of a hermit, but he's willing to explore that with her. And I think that was similar with, it was a similar thing with Mecca and Michael kind of situation, although Michael's a bit mad, but it's a similar situation in that sense, because obviously, they can grow in that area together, right? And if there's an openness similar to whatchamacallit, what's her name from last season, man? Henry and an old girl, man, similar to that girl as well. So I think again, this is some positives. Hopefully this can be worked on and brought forward and moved in the right direction in a relationship, because like, attraction is not everything, but let me be very frank with you. Yeah, let me be frank with you. It can't be me that doesn't find my girl attractive. It can't be me. In
the house I got, honestly, I was looking for like a weird house or like something unique.
A weird house?
I didn't want like a cookie cutter house, you know what I mean?
Okay, but what do you mean weird house?
Well, something unique.
Like, am I going?
And another thing as well is that I don't know if it's social skills or fear or anxiousness, but the lack of ability to be able to talk about anything else other than your house to her family members and to friends around concerning. I don't know if they did it on purpose just to cut it and edit it to make it look like he hasn't got any other conversation. We'll see throughout the course of the show. But they did cut a lot of times him talking about the house, which must be the pride and joy of him, right? Because if you talk about it that much, it's something that's close and dear to your heart. He's obviously somebody that likes a project, and when he completes a project, it makes him feel good, makes him feel proud of himself. So that's his biggest project so far. That's his baby. That's, his thing that, he can celebrate as, I've done something. So I can rock with that. I can understand that, that's something that, you know, is dear to your heart, you know, but it's just like the social skills, yeah, knows when and where to have this kind of conversation. You can't keep having that same conversation. And it looked like her brother was bored. Bruv, man was talking, yeah, and her brother looked like he was not involved, right? But then again, obviously they've got a few years between them two, but it's all about how do you relate to people? Are you relatable? You know, and the funny thing about, like, for instance, I always try to, by the grace of God, I believe I'm a quite relatable person. I try to flow on the energy that someone's given me, and try to flow on the level that they're operating on, right? I mean, it's not everything. There's some circles I just cannot enter. I mean, not expected to enter every circle. But, you know, if we want to talk about finance, I can hold at least an okay conversation around that. If we want to talk about relationship, I can hold a conversation about that. If we want to talk about history, I can talk a little bit about that. Maybe not as well. If we want to talk about football, okay, like, there's, you know, you can take bits and parts and have a conversation around it, you know? It's all about being relative and being able to have the social skills to be able to have those conversations rather than being so focused on this house that you've got, bro. And I appreciate you got a beach there. I appreciate the fact that you've done that. Great work. Amazing. Love it. Beautiful, okay? But you need to be able to flow and flex on other conversational topics.
If you shove in my face, I'm going to shove in yours. I will not shove in your face. You gotta give me some frosting. Come on, you can't dip it.
And so as well, one thing that was intriguing to me, and I don't know, maybe I'm reading too much into it. So again, guys, also comment down below. I may be reading too much into it as well. You know, first of all, like I said, she couldn't name what she really liked about him. But two, the cake situation. Now, this is really situation is really interesting because I think originally he was going to say, let's put the cake in each other's faces. And she said no, right? And then it got to the actual cake, and then she decided to put the cake in his face. Now, I hope it's more of a case of her changing her mind and wanting to have fun and doing it rather than being a power play where it's like, no, I'm not going to do it. Yeah. And then you decide to do it because you want to do it. You want to have to control the narrative. I hope it's not that. I don't know if it is that. I wouldn't say it's that just yet because I've not seen her character like that. But I just wanted to put that out there like, oh, let me watch out for that during the course of the show. But that was something that was interesting because I was like, hold on a minute. She said she wasn't going to do it. She said she wasn't about the throwing the cake in someone's face or putting the cake in someone's face. And then all of a sudden she changed it up and then put the cake in your face. Maybe. Again, like I said, I may be reading too much into it. What do I think about Hayley and Jacob? I mean, honestly, I think, you know, if they can get past the attraction part for Hayley anyway, it could potentially be something. But the age is a big thing. And two, also as well, I think their interests may not align, and that could be a big thing. So yeah, guys, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. You make sure you click on that bell button for notification of the uploads. We appreciate you. Stay locked and stay loaded.